Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Ralph, and if you're new to this channel, this is the place for all things second citizenships and European residency by investment programs. Today we are looking at Spain, and frankly it is about time too, because I've been based in Spain for the best part of a decade now and working on the Golden Visa program for some time. This is actually, however, the first video we've done on the subject. So we're going to make it a good one and look at everything that you need to know about the Spanish Golden Visa and how you can access it for a deep discount for just 350,000 euros and turn a decent profit at the same time. Today's agenda then is the following. We will start with the basics. So what is the Spanish Golden Visa? Why Spain? Who is it for? And how can I convert it to citizenship later on? We'll then look at the rules for the qualifying investments before examining the process involved and the timelines that you can expect as part of it. Now, surely you didn't think that you'd get through this video without some kind of a sales pitch, so we will spend just a couple of minutes looking at who I am, who we are as a company, and how we help people to access their own Golden Visa. And then we will wrap up by looking at what I believe to be the best qualifying investment for the Spanish Golden Visa in the market today. Okay, so let's get stuck in. What is the Spanish Golden Visa to get things kicked off? Well, if you are completely new to this topic, it is an investor visa wherein you are granted a potentially indefinite residency in Spain in exchange for making a substantial investment into the country. The program was started in 2013, since which time over 9,000 Golden Visas have been approved, which has brought in more than 3.5 billion euros into the country. In terms of eligibility, any non-EU citizen can apply on the condition that they have a clean criminal record, and you can include your spouse, dependent children, and parents over the age of 65. Now, interestingly, when you have the Spanish Golden Visa, you are not subject to any ongoing residency requirements. So you can either choose to live here or choose not to. It's entirely up to you. But if you do decide to live in Spain, there are a number of reasons why that would be an excellent decision. Spain was found to have the highest quality of life in the world in a study by Internations, and it has the second highest life expectancy in the world as well. Wouldn't be too surprised if those two were linked. Now, Spain is not too renowned for its economic prowess per se, but it is still the fourth largest economy in Europe and the 14th largest economy in the world, so not too shabby nonetheless. And it remains the sixth best retirement destination in the world. Public services are also world-class, with the healthcare system being particularly noteworthy, ranked at 7th in the world by the World Health Organization. Now, Spain also is definitely not exactly renowned for being a friendly place for taxes, but that being said, its reputation isn't necessarily the most accurate here. Now, why is that? Well, new expats residing in Spain can access a special tax regime for the first 6 years of their time here. Now, that's known as the Beckham Law, after the famous footballer of the same name, of course. And if you do get onto the Beckham Law, this is actually quite a powerful tax exemption, because when you're on it, you will only be taxed on your Spanish income and assets, meaning that your non-Spanish income and assets are exempt. Even better, the first 600,000 euros of your Spanish income and assets will only be taxed at a flat rate of just 24%. Now, there are some conditions that you will need to meet in order to get onto the Beckham Law, and the biggest one is being economically active. So for all the retirees out there, I'm afraid this is not an option for you. Do ask your financial advisor or someone such as myself if you're not too sure about the ins and outs of this special tax regime, and get pointed in the right direction. But what about the benefits of the Spanish Golden Visa then? So who is it actually for? Well, if you're looking to live or work in Spain with no restrictions, then the Golden Visa is ideal. Also, if you're looking to access the Beckham Law, which we just talked about, but you need a suitable visa, then the Golden Visa might be right for you. Of course, if this is you, be sure to check out the other visa types that are available, such as the standard work visa or the digital nomad visa, to make sure that you're on the right visa type. There are other options out there, not just the Golden Visa. But that being said, the Golden Visa is different from the others in that it allows you to stay as little time as you choose in Spain. no physical stay requirement, remember. But at the same time, it also removes the 90 out of 180 day time limits that you have in the country. So if you are sick of counting the number of days that you're allowed to be in one place, and you'd like to just come to Spain as often as you feel like, with no tracking, then this could be an ideal option for you. Now, a golden visa gives you full freedom to come into and go out of Spain as much as you choose and at a moment's notice. If you're that way inclined, a golden visa also gives you the right to open a business in any of the Schengen countries in Europe. And it also provides a pathway to the EU long-term residency permit, which is the new and improved permanent residency in Europe. Essentially, it allows you to seamlessly go and live in other EU nations without ever needing a separate visa. And that takes just 5 years to achieve that EU long-term residency permit. Alternatively, you could also get full citizenship after 10 years, although that is a little bit more complicated. Now, why do I say that's more complicated? Well, let's go into that now. If you do end up requesting citizenship in Spain, then you will, of course, get a full Spanish passport, which happens to be the third best in the world at time of recording and gives you visa-free access to more than 185 countries around the world. You can do this after 10 years, as we've just seen, a minimum of 5 years of which must be spent actually living in Spain. Or you could even do it in as little as 2 years if you are already a citizen of an ex-Spanish colony. Now, the list of these nations is on your screen there, in rather small text, I'm afraid, so I won't go through it. Feel free to pause this video if you'd like to review that list. But essentially, this is pretty much Central and Southern America, the Philippines and Portugal and Andorra. Okay, in order to apply for the citizenship, you do also need to reach an A2 level in the Spanish language. Don't worry too much about that. That is not a high level. It is essentially one up from beginner and very achievable for most people. One key point to bear in mind, however, is that Spain does not allow dual nationality unless you are a national from an ex-Spanish colony. So to all you Brits, Americans, Canadians and Australians watching this video, you would need to renounce your current passport in order to get Spanish nationality. And that is not a decision to be taken lightly. So you may wish to look at the EU long-term residence permit instead, which would also give you full residency rights across the EU after just 5 years of living in Spain. And just to let you know, that's actually the one I have as well for good reason. So definitely worth a look. Okay, with that in mind though, let's just clarify really quickly. So why would you want a European passport or in fact that EU long-term residence permit if you're not willing to renounce your current citizenship? Well, the value here is the freedom that either of these options would give you. So once you have your passport or your long-term residence permit, you can live, retire, work, study or open a business in any one of the 27 countries in Europe. The caveat with the long-term residence permit is that you would need to register with your new country every time you move and have that exchanged for the equivalent card in your new country of residence. You can also use your new document to travel visa-free to 185 countries around the world, as we just mentioned. Now, that is particularly useful because in a world where borders are fast becoming harder and harder, where geopolitical tensions are rising, having a plan B that gives you the freedom to move across an entire continent of developed nations can be truly life-changing. So this is not just about living in Spain. Definitely something to think about as we go through the rest of today's presentation. Which we'll now do by zooming in a little bit onto the specifics of the Spanish Golden Visa program. And one of the key items to look at is the types of qualifying investment that you can make to access the program. There are 4 categories for qualifying investments here, each with different investment levels. The first is a real estate with a minimum investment of 500,000 euros. There's also a business investment of €1 million, a capital transfer into a bank account or investment fund in Spain of €1 million, or alternatively a €2 million investment into qualifying government bonds. Now, of these, real estate is by far the most practical and the most affordable, which is probably why a staggering 94% of all the golden visas issued in Spain have been after a real estate investment of some kind. And with our approach, we're actually able to get this 500,000 euro minimum level down to just 350,000 euros. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I will explain how in just a minute. Before we do that though, let's quickly outline the process for the Spanish Golden Visa. Now, this is quite a busy slide, so go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to study the process step by step. Well, I would advise doing that when all the information is on the screen, so give me just a couple of seconds. I will not bore you by walking through the process in a painstaking level of detail today, but what I will say is that the process is divided into two parts, the first of which you can see here, and that is number one, getting the Golden Visa itself. Now, the Golden Visa, what do you actually get? You get a stamp in your passport that gives you all the essential rights you are looking for an initial 1 year period. Now, this takes around 4 months to achieve, and you can see the steps to follow on your screen there. The second part is the TIE, or the Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, which is a formal identity card that cements those benefits for an initial 3 years. So TIE if you prefer, or TIE in Spanish. Now, this is the card that you renew every 5 years in order to retain your Golden Visa rights. You'll get this around 3 months after you've achieved your Golden Visa, or around 7 months after we've gotten started with the whole process. Now, like I say, feel free to pause the video here, take a screenshot of this slide if you would like this as a point of reference. Okay, allow me to just spend a couple of minutes introducing who we are to you. So as I say, my name is Jonathan Ralph. I'm a partner at Holborn Assets. We are one of the largest expat wealth management firms working in the world today. We've been going for over 25 years now. We are one of the leading providers of European Golden Visas as well. Our team has processed over 1,000 cases with a 100% track record of success, and we're rated at 4.8 out of 5 on Trustpilot on the basis of more than 2,000 reviews. Of course, we're not just Golden Visa agents. Our wealth management division looks after more than 20,000 clients around the world. And interestingly, our size and relevance in the marketplace means that we can access exclusive investments with certain fund managers, other counterparties, or even design our own. Now, you might be surprised at just what we can achieve for you. So I do recommend getting in touch to explore your options. And of course, that would always be on a no obligation basis. My role is simply to give you the right level of information to empower you to make smart choices. Now, you can book a meeting with me. There is a meeting link in the description box down below this video. So click there, be taken straight to my calendar if you'd like to book in some time to speak. Of course, you can always drop me an email if you prefer. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to help when I can. You can send that to jonathan.ralph@holbornassets.com. As I mentioned, I'm a partner here. I'm a Golden Visa specialist. I'm based in between Spain and now Portugal, spending about 6 months of my time in each. And I'm quite happy to say that I am one of the leading Golden Visa consultants working in the world today, based on volume alone. So I like to think that I do know what I'm talking about, and I'm well placed to help. So do feel free to get in touch if you have any questions. Okay, the service that we offer, I'll only spend a couple of seconds talking about this. Like I say, again, if you'd like to go through this in detail, feel free to pause the video. But the service that we offer is end-to-end. From the initial preparation of the residence permit application through to all elements of the investment selection and full process management thereafter, including robust due diligence and full representation in country. As part of this, we'll also be with you for all government appointments. We'll help you to open your Spanish bank accounts, obtain your tax numbers, and handle all your tax returns in the country. We will, of course, also solve any and all issues that may arise with your investment during the Golden Visa journey, and will act as your frontline support on every step of the way, up until you exit the investment or secure your citizenship, if that is indeed your end goal. But enough about us. Let's talk details now. And what I'm about to share with you is very exciting because it is, in my view, a highly innovative and attractive way of obtaining a Spanish Golden Visa for far less than you would usually need to spend. So what's that all about? Well, I'm talking about a new 3-star hotel in Madrid. that goes by the name of Hotel San Blas. It's based in the district of Canillejas, in the heart of a new tech hub in the heart of Madrid, and is focused purely on business travel. It's going to be operated by a well-known Spanish hotel chain that looks after tens of hotels up and down the country. The hotel itself will have 66 rooms and is set to open at the end of 2024. The developer here is looking for 60 Golden Visa investors, which at €500,000 apiece gives a total capital raise of €30 million. So that's all fairly standard stuff up to now, yes? Well, let's jazz things up a little bit. Because while it is true that an investment of €500,000 is required in order to qualify for the Golden Visa, one of the benefits of commercial real estate such as this is that we can structure an upfront yield to be paid to our investors. And in this case, that is a 3% annual yield covering a 10-year period, which equates to a lump sum of €150,000. Now, if we apply that to the investment being made, then the investment case is very attractive indeed. Essentially, it is €350,000 in and then €500,000 out after 10 years. It is a fixed case, and it really is as simple and as easy as that. The buyback at €500,000 is secured via a forward contract, and you'll also have the ability to stay for free in any of the hotel operators' hotels across Spain for 7 days per year. VAT on the construction work is also paid for you by the developer, so you don't need to worry about that. This really is a wonderful turnkey solution to access the Spanish Golden Visa with total peace of mind at the minimum of fuss and for a great price as well. Okay, so here are a few images now just to show you the aesthetic of the hotel. But this is the information that you'd really be interested in here. What sets the Hotel San Blas apart as an investment opportunity for your Spanish Golden Visa? Why am I recommending this to so many investors? Well, firstly, because the counterparties involved are established businesses. They have extensive track records. We were very satisfied after completing our due diligence work, and that deep discount on the entry price for the Golden Visa is a massive plus point. You're essentially getting the Golden Visa here for 30% less than you could otherwise do. The exit is also quick and easy after 10 years and fixed at €500,000, which gives you total clarity on where you stand every step of the way and peace of mind throughout the entire investment journey. The timeline is also well aligned to obtaining Spanish citizenship, if that is indeed your end goal. The yield is generous at 3% per year, which is considerably more lucrative than European bank accounts at the moment. And the 10 years is paid up front. And as we all know, €150,000 today is worth an awful lot more than €150,000 in 10 years' time. The investment is zero maintenance. It is a 100% done-for-you solution, and it is easy, transparent, and simple. Essentially, make an investment of €350,000 now, receive a Golden Visa, and then get your €500,000 back after 10 years. So this option is really outstanding value for money. It will let you enjoy all that Spain has to offer in total freedom. Whether your intention is to live here, to work, study, retire here, or simply pop over on occasion and stay here without ever having to watch the clock or count your days in the Schengen zone. And there you have it. So as I say, the next step is a free consultation. When I say free consultation, of course, I mean completely free of charge, and you can book into my diary directly using the QR code that's on your screen there. As I mentioned earlier, the booking link is also in the comment section down below. I'll pin that for you for easy access. And if you're watching this on a mobile phone, then that is where you will need to go. So I hope this video was a helpful starting point on your Golden Visa journey in Spain. Full quotations, further information are available after we've spoken face-to-face. Well, I say face-to-face, usually over Zoom, and once we've identified the most appropriate solution for you and your family. It might be Hotel San Blas, it might be one of the many other investment cases that we work with. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe to make sure you're at the front of the queue for all the latest investments and news on the various European Golden Visa options that are available to you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you again in a future video, or maybe even in a meeting. Talk to you soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.